Guys, welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex lose, folks? Who vex lose? We outside? We out there, people. We out there. We outside. Even do Beatrice Selby. We see you there, Beatrice. Isabella Butters. We see you as well. Oh, folks always standing by, always prepped and waiting. Boots on the ground, not backing down. Fired up, Beatrice. Fired up, Isabella Butters. And ready to go. And we're always excited that you guys are so excited to be here. We're always welcoming of you folks as you welcome us into your homes, into your workplaces, on your smart devices, wherever you're receiving us this morning, whether it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, wherever you're picking us up from, folks. We're happy you guys are here. We're always surprised that people share back the program to us. People send me our own programs. I see some folks screenshooting some of the data off of the program last evening and sharing back with us as well. We're so happy. We're so happy. We're so happy. Claire Capel, we see you, Chisel Chipper. 68. Chisel Chipper 6868. Good to see you there, Chisel Chipper. And all the other folks, guys, or other colleagues or the National Assembly doing what they gotta do. And we out here today, folks. We outside. We're outside. I'm happy to have all of you guys here with us. You all know this is how we do it. Love it. Love to have you guys here. Privilege that you guys could spend this time with us. We'll have it no other way, folks. No other way. We're talking some election issues again today, folks. But today we're focusing on the economy. We're focusing on the economy and the high cost of living, folks. How things by y'all? Hmm? How things by y'all, my people? How things by y'all? You want to give a shout out today? You got an important point you want to make? We're going to make the lines available too. You got to send your WhatsApp to 627-6963. We're going to give you guys a chance to be heard because we know sometimes you can't always wait till Friday. And we know those guys released their measures yesterday. And we're going to talk about some of that. Whether you're impressed by anything them boys doing, huh? Whether you're impressed by anything they're saying, folks, things rough out there. Things rough out there. The cost of living. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about this. What has been given to the hinterland riverine households. This one off 25,000 payment. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that. We'd love to hear from some of you. But we're going to be talking about that as well. Yep. VAT to be lifted from board, from concrete board. VAT to be lifted from sheetrock. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know if you could eat that, but nonetheless, cost of living, folks, and easy. Cost of living and easy, and things tend to be quite a bit more expensive. Things tend to be a little bit more expensive in some of these riverine areas. So a bottle of gas could be 5,000 on the coast. In the hinterland, it could be 10 or 15 in the riverine. We even go to the hinterland in some of these riverine areas closer to where we are. Could fetch a good little price. So I don't know. We don't know how far 25,000 or how long 25,000 can go, folks. We don't know how long that can go, but we're gonna be monitoring. We're gonna be monitoring with you guys, Elaine Smith and Rhonda Spencer Thorne, Mark Ferreira. Yep, Erwin Donko. We're gonna be monitoring. If you have a pertinent point you want to raise, because what we're examining really and truly is what was conveyed yesterday by your finale. I know Candy and Lean Andrew got some other names for them. What was conveyed by Irfan Ali, we're going to be talking a little bit about that, folks. Believe it or not. Right? What's happening, though, as we start? What's happening? Yesterday, this time, we were dealing with a fire at the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters of the Ghana Police Force. We're going to be talking, we're going to be focusing on that. Keeping you guys up to date about what's happening on that front. We gotta keep you guys up to date. Nas. We can't get you all out here green. We just can't, folks. We can't have you all out here green. That just will not do. So we gotta keep you all shines. We gotta keep you all shine, folks. And lots of questions being asked because what did the reports from these fires? Huh? What did them boys reports, man? One is outstanding from that fire concerning the Office of Professional Responsibility and the DPP's office. You all remember that? Just a couple of days ago. That place was gutted. Now another section of the police force. Nothing are looking regular here. Nothing are looking regular here at all. You hear me saying? But we out here nonetheless, bringing the information to you folks live and direct. Right? Live and direct. And we are so happy that you guys have chosen to be here with us. It's a privilege that we don't take lightly. I'm telling you, we don't take it lightly. It's a privilege we don't take lightly. Again, we're so happy that all of you fantastic folks are here with us. So very happy that you guys are here with us. And, we're going to give you guys some of what came out of that interview yesterday by some of the journalists on the ground with that fire. As we start our broadcast today, some of the audio from that interview that came out of that fire. Want to share some of that with you guys. As we begin our broadcast, we're going to pick up on some of that audio. Because we want you guys to know what transpired there. What was said, what was asked, and what was said. Nothing irregular in this place. Nothing irregular. We were articulating for those of you who joined our program last night the amount of fires we had in this little 2x4 we call a country, especially in the national capital city of Georgetown. Right?
Where are you joining this live broadcast from?
Right? It's almost on a daily, weekly basis. Fire. Fire, folks. Fire, fire, fire. I don't know how much more this little 2x4 place we got here could take. I just don't know. Just don't know, people. Just do not know. But we're following that. We are going to continue to follow that, folks, as far as possible. Okie dokes. And I want to bring some of this audio. The audio giving us a challenge, but we out here. We out here, people. Audio giving me little challenges. Right? The audio giving us some challenge, but bear with us. Really want to get you that audio as we give you that update, because nothing else has happened since then pertaining to the fire. Nothing else has happened since then. So I want to give you some of that. Bear with us, guys. Bear with me. Lots happening out there. Trench crappos and the jagabats. A lot of things happening. So let me see if I get it. Bringing it another way. Let's see if we get you bringing this audio. Guys, how are you doing out there? And again, we're going to make ourselves available for your voice notes because we want you guys to weigh in on some of what transpired and is transpiring. All right? Take a listen, folks. And again, some of the journalists on the ground yesterday morning put some questions to the leadership of the Ghana Police Force and the fire service. Take a listen.
Good morning. About 10:05, we got a call that smoke emanating from the narcotics branch, the building the northwestern side of the headquarters compound. Having collaborated with the fire service, the police would have had some initial training, and so there's a fire drill will be activated whenever there's a report of fire. So the gong was sung. They activated the fire drill from the police perspective. At the same time, we call the fire services and the other agency in relation to GP and investigate. And so the initial response by the police in collaboration with members of the fire service, they quickly de-escalated the fire. So as you can see now, which is prevailing. I don't want to go too much in depth in terms of what damages we incurred, but when we concluded the Markham's exercise, we can talk to you in this regard, but it's only fitting that the fire chief speak to what really transpired because that's what they hear of responsibility. Thank you.
So okay. Yes, well, good morning. Like the commissioner would have alluded to, we got the initial call, and so the fire service would have responded. The regular SOP was put in place, which is we'll have a turnout of 5 tenders, 2 from Central, and one each from Campbellville, Alberton, and uh, West from Bell. So that response came. But I want to give shout out, thanks and good work to the members of the police force who would have used the training that they would have received from the Guyana Fire Service in doing basic firefighting with the use of fire extinguishers. That would have helped to keep the fire under control until the arrival of the fire service. On arrival of the first appliance, smoke and fire was seen emanating from a particular room, and so the fire service was able to gain entrance into that room, find the seat of the fire, put it out. And so what we are seeing now is just the hot air from that fire, and they're doing ventilation, so they're opening up windows and doors so that that hot air will be able to get out of the building. I'm hoping that at the end of this exercise, there would not be much damage that would have been done by fire, neither by the water. And so, also, the conclusion of this firefighting exercise, our investigators will be going in to do their investigative work, and I'm certain they were able to come up with the cause of this fire.
Last time there was a fire in this area, it was across at these chambers, right?
Yes.
OPM. What about became of the investigations there, the results? It's been months now.
Yes, well, I'm certain the investigation was completed, but the information as it relates to the cause of that fire, I am not in a position to relate that at this point.
Why not?
Just because procedures got followed.
Well, it's been several months now. You have given the results of several other investigations. Why this particular fire, the fire service appears to be on the back foot with releasing information on it?
I wouldn't want to say that we're in the back foot, and particularly because of this fire, the fire that you're referring to. But there are procedures that need to be followed. Investigative work always, sometimes the investigators come up with the cause of the fire very early, and then there are other times when there are systems that need to be followed. It may take a little longer to come up with the cause of the fire. So generally, there's no time limit or time span given as to when the cause of a fire should be established.
But that unusually long. Why?
It may appear so to members of the
There
public,
was a
but
report
there's a,
completed and handed over. Have you been prevented from releasing the findings of the report?
no way. The cause of the fire will be released by the fire department because the fire department is the sole authority in Guyana by law to find cause of fires, and so there will be no issue as to releasing that information when the time is available. Thank you.
And the report and everything would have stated the cause of the fire and what's not. That fire that my colleague is referring to.
And like I said just now, when that process has been completed, the fire service will release the information.
You know, something's happening in this country, and just gotta say wow, because clearly the report is finished. As the I think this is the fire chief acting is reporting here. The report for that fire for the Office of Professional Responsibility is completed, but he cannot state what was the source of the fire or who was the cause of the fire. Or only in this country, folks. Only in this country. And I continue to say that Ghana is the greatest country in the world. Shirley Crichton, Ann Kearns, and Chandel Moses. Mm. The greatest country in the world. Mohammed Fraud. The wily sponge and the lighter. The lighter, the wily sponge. Greatest country on earth. Months after that fire, a stone's throw away from where yesterday's fire occurred, Them boys say they can't, they're not in a position to pronounce on that publicly. I said, they know. They know. I remember very clearly. Robeson Ben came out and said, the elements in the US, elements in the USA, you know. And now these many months later, Marlon Ford, Isabella Butters are in the uncooked. Audrey Ward, these many months later, Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, we still can't know. Brenda Braffett, Vanessa De Silva, them boys don't want we know. It's a secret. It's a secret. Two officers of high profile, the Director of Public Prosecution's Office, uh, and that of the Office of Professional Responsibility, which is an office within the police force that deals with police force discipline and so forth. Gutted, raised to the ground. The public are no closer to knowing who or what caused that fire. You see? So much for transparency, so much for good governance. Oh, these are the folks we're dealing with, guys. These are the people. These are the people we're dealing with. These are the folks we're dealing with, guys. These are the folks. These are the folks. These are the folks. How you all doing out there? How are you guys doing out there? You want to weigh on any of these issues, guys? You all know by now. You all know we number 6276963. Send us a voice note. We'll be happy to play. Anything. We're talking today about the economy, the high cost of living. How things by you? How the prices in the shop, Vanessa De Silva? Marlon Ford. How your pocket looking? It tall or it short? It tall or it short? Do let us know. You know what else we're following, folks? We're following what's happening with this case concerning a woman who was burnt some months ago, burnt by chemicals aboard an oil rig locally. And this woman went to the Ministry of Labor. They did nothing for her. She tried to contact the authorities. They did absolutely nothing for her. Right? And she had to do what she had to do. And so she took them boys to court. She took them boys to court. And we see a headline here that says that she has accepted a $7 million compensation. A $7 million compensation. Let me read part of that for you guys, the report we have here. And this was filed done by Femi Harris Smith, fantastic journalist out of Starbuck News, Femi Harris Smith. And Mrs. Harris Smith tells us that with a court left to assess damages against it for chemical burns sustained by a former employee, local operated Trinidad Oil Company, Centipede Offshore, Guyana Inc., has made a $7 million offer to Tanisha Fredericks, which she has accepted, or rather, she has agreed to accept, if I'm following the report. She's agreed to accept, according to the terms of May 6th, 2022, the $7,497,187 offer made by Centipede Offshore, which provides services to ExxonMobil here, represents full and final payment to Fredericks for injuries she sustained. The sum also represents for her employment. The sum also represents compensation for her employment being brought to an end. Yep. That woman suffered burns, my brothers and sisters, to her body, about her body. And it's like the Ministry of Labor could do nothing. It's like the Ministry of Labor could do nothing to help her. Is a country living in, or is a car in the shop? You know, these boys, Hamilton and them, they know who they want to be bad for, you know. They could do nothing to help Tanisha Fredericks in her time of greatest need. They could do nothing to help our sister. They're like a fourth wheel, if a fifth wheel to a coach. They could do nothing to help her. How many of our citizens, folks, you know, we had quite a few podcasts. We examined the whole notion of where do people go for justice in this country? Huh? Clearly, you can't go to the Ministry of Labor. So many people complain to us about the Ministry of Labor. You know, and I'm certain you got some good folks working there, but it all comes down to leadership. That's a Gloria Fraser, Kevin Chisholm, Pauline Hawk Kippins, Sandrine Beard, I Candy Lisa. It always comes down to leadership. And so Tanisha Fredericks, she has accepted a $7 million payout, you know, because she kept fighting for what she knew was right. You tell me I get pun on the job. And that's it. That's it. My Lord. My Lord. Father, have his mercies. Where's going to get justice in this country? That's the good question. So, you know, respect and manners to Tanisha Fredericks. Respect and manners. Gotta do what you gotta do. Got to do what you gotta do, folks. Gotta do what you gotta do. You know? Uh, them boys were touting recently their media prowess, you know, they're a government of transparency. They love the media and so on. But like Kaichur News got it different. That's why I want to tell you, like Kaichur News got it different. Because I see Kaichur News got a different story on the front page. Right. Right. And this is a dated paper from Kaichur News. This is Saturday. But still, it's worth noting we saw it and we thought we ought to let you know. The headline reads, AG Chambers issued veiled threat to cut state ads from Kaichur News. AG Chambers, according to Starbuck News, issues veiled threat to cut state ads from Kaichur News. That's how it's going at that end, folks. Some of the information we're picking up on. Some of the information we're picking up on, folks, for your benefit. Right? That's some of the things we're picking up on. Another headline out of today's Kaichur News, for instance, reads, Caribbean media body slams Guyanese leaders. I wonder why. I wonder why. Caribbean media body slams Guyanese leaders. I wonder why. Right. I wonder why that would be. And looking at another headline out of Starbuck News, guys. Right. It says, judge dismisses the challenge by Senasi and the others to historic Ghana Cricket Board elections. Oh, this is a saga we need another week to unpack. The Ghana Cricket Board and its election saga. We need a whole week with all the hours in it to unpack this for you. Nonetheless, those of you who are familiar with the issue, that is what the story reads. That's what the story reads. Folks, what's the cost of living by y'all? How the cost of living looking by y'all? Well, we don't talk about cricket. We don't talk what's happening with the media. We don't talk what's happening with Tanisha and her payment, her payout. Well, how things looking wrong by y'all? Tanisha Frederick status and her payout. We done with that. When you go to the shop, how things looking? Hmm? How things looking? That's what we want to know. And we want to get those voices. Again, if you have something pertinent, you're going to say, we'd love to hear from you. Once is something pertinent. No long, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes voice notes. Let's see, I want a whole segment in the program. We want to hear from you guys. There was an announcement yesterday, and I alluded to some of it. When we started. Gentle folks. Again, this was a Starbucks news today. We'll take some of it in praise. See, it says here, Hinterland and Riverine households for one-off 25,000 payments. You know, some people still holding the pink slips. Can we start there? Who can smash the emoji button for us? Who can share the live stream? Some people still holding the pink slips. That's why we want to start. While we giving out 25,000 to the riverine communities, hinterland communities, some people right on the coast still holding the pink slip. Alex, who we send them to? I Candy Lisa, Gloria Fraser, Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx. Who do we send them to? The people who still holding the pink slips. Holding the pink slips and waiting for money. So hinterland and riverine communities getting 25,000 one-off payment, and then there's a 1 billion free fertilizer to be shared to farmers. Right? Are the farmers going to pull along some of the prices after they get all this money in fertilizer? I think not. VAT to be lifted from concrete board and sheetrock. But don't take our word for it. This is Catfish. Right? Catfish making a presentation quite recently. Take a listen and we come back on the other side. And I want to hear from you and what you guys thought. What you guys thought of the presentation. So don't go no place. Don't you dare. Don't go no way, folks. Don't go no way. Just have this thing, you know. Right? Just have this thing right here. Some of y'all play around with me, you know. Some of y'all play around with us. So let me see if we can get it back quickly to where we need it. Had it all set. Like is the board, folks. Like is the board. Hold 1 second for me. I think we have it.
Breadth of God. 1. Cash grant to households in riverine and hinterland communities. First, in order to bring relief to those households facing extreme hardship, my government will be providing a special one-off grant of $25,000 to every single household in riverine and hinterland communities. This will place an additional $800 million at the disposal of these households who have been particularly affected by recent rises in cost of living. So our first initiative is targeted at households in riverine and hinterland communities. A transfer of $25,000 cash grant to each of these households. As I mentioned earlier, the cost of fertilizer has affected the production costs for farmers, which has translated into increased prices on the market. So the second measure I wish to look at is fertilizer support to farmers. In order to cushion the impact of the rising cost of fertilizer on farmers and to limit the pass through to food prices, my government will be purchasing $1 billion worth of fertilizer for free distribution to farmers for use in their planting and replanting activities. Considering that fertilizer accounts for between 15 to 30% of the total operating costs for farmers, this initiative will significantly reduce input costs and help ensure scaled up production and adequate supply of output, which is critical to maintaining price stability. Both of the above measures will be financed from the special $5 billion allocated in Budget
Mm-hmm.
2022 for the purpose of easing the impact of rising cost of living and will cost a total of $1.8 billion. Meanwhile, my government continues to consult with the communities across the country with the aim of intensifying other measures to bring relief to the widest range of groups who have been affected by recent cost of living pressures. Among this group I'm talking about will be the pensioners, children, and the vulnerable people. So our government is continuing this exercise of consulting to see the best possible measures that can be brought on stream to support those groups. The third measure I wish to announce is that related to the construction sector and the extensive housing program and initiative the government has launched. To announce relates to my government home ownership drive. As you know, we have committed to distributing 50,000 house lots during our current term of office. And we are well on our way to achieving this, having already gone past more than 10,000 mark. One of the issues that has been brought to our attention during our consultation with communities across the country is the fact that many households who now have a house lot encounter huge challenges managing the process of constructing their home. That is, of course, perfectly understandable because managing construction of a house is not a trivial task, considering that most of these families have absolutely no prior experience in home construction.
Yep. Some of what came out of that statement yesterday. But y'all, boy, folks, we want to hear from you guys on some of this. How you guys feel about some of this? You know, this reaching y'all, right? This reaching y'all. People still got a pink slip in their hand. Andrew Cosbert, Catherine, is it Ness? Still got the pink slip in their hand. So it sounds like more for the boys. Construction, hoping, Julia always talks about trickle down economy, hoping it gets down there to the people who need it the most. Is this trickle down economy? Is it? I want to know. Huh? Can't wait till Friday.
Good afternoon, Sharad. You know, when you're dealing with the PPP party, you cannot think traditionally. You have to think outside of the box. Now, looking at the recent fires, the recent extrajudicial killings in Guyana, wasn't there a report that came in, I think, from some foreign body talking about these extrajudicial killings? My question is, what are they trying to hide? Now, with respect to the recent fire at Tifleri, just before that fire, a minister's niece was arrested for drugs at the airport. And then you have a fire at the police crime lab. What are they trying to hide? Or what? Or who are they trying to defend? You know, with respect to the fires at Brick Dam, I'm wondering if these people are trying to sell this property to some owner for some kind of hotel business and shift the police station down to Homestretch Avenue.
Insightful, my brother. Insightful. Very insightful there. Very insightful there. Very insightful. I think we have another contributor, do we? I think we do. I think we do. Some of these stuff takes long to load. Some of it takes long to load. But guys, we want to hear from you on the economic issues as well. You know, y'all feeling this? Y'all excited? Huh? So much of what has been done. Right? So much of what has been done ain't touching folks. So what's happening? Right? What's happening, guys? What's happening out here? I want to bring this other one to you. Let's see if we get it here quickly. We got to keep moving on, folks. Don't like wasting time at all. Don't like wasting time at all, guys. Yep.
So it seems to me that these people are destroying the evidence that they have, which, if they use it, would be able to get it fraud, the false charges against people thrown out. And the motive seems to be to have themselves cultivate some sort of false evidence to convict those persons who are before the courts on all the false charges they have. That's just my impression.
All right. Thanks for that contribution, folks. That's the people for you. Our number, of course, is 627-6963. 627-6963. Hinterland Riverine household. Getting a one-off 25,000 payment. Huh? You all see where the inflation rate is? You all see where it is? Inflation sky high. That's why when you go in the shop in the supermarket, the same money you were earning last month can't buy much this month. Inflation sky high. Goods and services sky high. But look at the piecemeal approach. Look at the piecemeal approach that they're using. Very much so, a piecemeal approach. And again, we love to use independent sources here. Because them boys like to say, oh, is they can never see you on the work you do independently. Oh, is them new FC rabble rousers and parliamentarians. But this is Starbucks News, May 14th. A couple of days ago, in an editorial with the header, Raindrops in the Ocean. Raindrops in the Ocean. That was the header for the editorial. And here's Starbucks News and some economic issues. Morning, Toby. Seymour Crow. Here's Starbucks News. Desiree Simon, Liverpool. Good to see you. Here's Starbucks News. The truth is, this government, right? This government has done nothing meaningful to help the poor in this country. This government has done nothing to help the poor in this country at a time of the highest inflation in a generation. At the time of the highest inflation in a generation. It goes on to say they too have applied band-aids of hampers and handouts. That's what you had yesterday. The band-aid of hampers and handouts, rather than making what are easily instituted measures, rather than making what are easily instituted measures. Here's some of the recommendation. Reduction on tariffs on various imported staples. I think sheetrock and what's his name? Concrete boards would be a staple. Right. Reduce the tariffs on various imported staples. A reduction in VAT. These same folks who implemented VAT at 16%. Reduce the VAT. Another recommendation is an increase in the minimum wage. We could all use some more money in we pocket. increase in the minimum wage and a substantial increase in the income tax threshold. Donald McDonald, how the song for we? Mona Stobie, Savage Rizal, Chisel Chipper, Roxanne Odessa Jacobs. You all hear those measures? Ah, let me run them again. Reduction in tariffs on various imported staples, a reduction in VAT, an increase in the minimum wage, and a substantial increase in the income tax threshold. Starbucks News, May 14, 2022. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay? Who vex?
Good morning, Sherrod.
Good morning.
I have been saying this a little while now with the fires in the police area, the police department. There is a fire setter who is an arsonist. That's what it is. And there's a need for more in depth investigations
Correct.
into having the culprit brought to justice.
You're right.
It's a deliberate attempt at destruction of critical evidence.
Deborah Clark, you're right.
And so I don't know if the force has the capability of being able to do the investigation and bring it about to where it should be. But there is a fire arsonist, and that individual, he or she, is in the police force and is being paid. That is so sad.
Yep.
How can we get anywhere in terms of bringing some such semblance of order to how citizens should be able to view the police force? Something has to be done. It's just too much to think that this sort of behavior will continue. It's really sad, man. Have a good day.
Same to you, ma'am. You know, they promised the report to make it public, the one from the Brickdam police station fire. You remember? The lighter, the wire, and the sponge. They promised to make that one public. We still waiting. The wire, the light, and the sponge. We still waiting for the report from the fire that gutted the Office of Professional Responsibility of the Ghana Police Force, same building which housed the DPP's office. We're still waiting on that report. So my sister's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct in her assertions there. Absolutely correct.
Good afternoon, Sean.
Good afternoon.
The PPB government always behaves as though Guyana belongs to them and all the natural resources. They always give not cash to grants because that's the only way corruption could occur. They could get their kickbacks and also their PPP followers. It is sad to know that the government don't seems to be a government for all Guyanese people, but only for their supporters. They're wasting our money. That is not their personal money, and they're using the supporters to give out these cash grants. Guyana is not a real place. I don't know what happened to these people. There is social media. So all these things are being exposed. I don't know. I don't know what will happen to poor Guyanese.
Yes,
Poor Guyanese.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Very much so. Thanks for coming through, my sister. You know, they can go from kickbacks to kick out. From kickback to kick out. That's where they can go. Let it continue. Thanks for coming through with that. Folks, we got one number 627 6963. From kickback to kick out. That's where they can go. And I hope it's sooner rather than later. They like kick? from kickbacks to kick out in very short order. That's where they can go. Precisely where they're going to go. You heard it. And we can appreciate that what happening here is band-aids of hampers and handouts. For how much longer do you Guyanese in the diaspora? For how much longer we can accept this? This madness. How much longer? Band-aids of handouts and hampers. For how much longer? Huh? You got a whole budget that was read in February. And then in the most piecemeal fashion, right? In the most piecemeal fashion, disorganized, incoherent manner, all you're seeing is a lot of scatter shots. A whole lot of scatter shots. But what is it meant to accomplish? Right? What is it meant to accomplish? That remains to be seen. What's it, the scatter shots? They run to Region 2. You promised some stuff that wasn't budgeted for. Small business loans. A whole host of things that they ain't got no budget for. Government-related jobs, a couple of that. You're going to offset their internet expense, partly. Water treatment plants, road projects. It's bare madness. And none of this, dear Guyanese brothers and sisters, were mentioned in the budget a month before that. Then they run down to Region 10. And the staple, their staple, take a couple part-time jobs, take a couple small business grants, you know? Take a little money off your internet bill. This is supposed to be the solution to the high cost of living. It is what Starbucks News call band-aids of hampers. Band-aids of hampers and handouts. That is what it is called. Band-aids of hampers and handouts. That's what it is called. Band-aids of hampers and handouts. You run down by Region 5. You say take 1,000 part-time jobs. We know if it's a 1 week, is a 2 weeks, is a 3 weeks. When it starts, when it finishing, and who getting it. Take a couple small business grants. Right? Take some pavement widening. Take a 4 billion in community road networks. Take a stadium. Region 6. You don't know what impacted that? What studies they did? They said Region 6 want a whole stadium. Region 6 needs an airport. Who dictated that? It's bare madness. Right? Region 5, they say, oh, we can train 400 in TVET. Take some road networks upgrades. Take some scholarships. This is supposed to be what gets us over this high cost of living slump we're in. But as we articulated in our program last evening, folks, these guys is the real problem. Poor management. Poor leadership. Right? Very, very poor leadership. Them is the problem. They are the problem. Everything they're throwing at this problem. And nothing working, you know. They bring a whole zombie board and put it down in the city. Don't working. Them is the problem. A whole OB board they bring and put down. Them is the problem. That's what I'm telling you. They are the problems. It's not y'all. It's them. Them is the problem.
Hi, good afternoon, Sherrod. This reporter that was chasing
Talk to
after
us.
Mr. Norton asking about statement of polls and
Mm-hmm.
statement of polls,
Mm-hmm.
why you don't use the same energy and ask the president to produce his first degree? Why didn't he use that same energy too to find out what type of economic activities that SUI is involved in? Because remember, the vice president said that SUI is one of his tenants,
Mm-hmm.
and he don't know what he's doing to earn a living. He
Mm-hmm.
should use the same energy to find out who is Sue and what sort of economic activity that he is doing to pay that exorbitant rent. Another thing,
Precisely.
like since the vice president hauled upon Mr. Edgel, like he's still sitting on his seat, since he told Edgel to have a seat, up to now you hear nothing from we haven't
Oh,
heard anything from
oh.
Edgel
He pull
since
in.
then. So probably you can find out if he's still in his seat.
He pull in. He get into big fee boots. He pull in now. Get into big fee boots. He pull in. He still sit down, my brother. You think he said it well? He still sit down. He still sit down. Right? He still sit down. Happy to have you guys here. We're running up to program time. I'd love to hear a few more of you guys. What do you think about this? You know, hampers, band-aids of hampers and handouts. Band-aids of hampers and handouts. Huh? Oh, this country need more people. Need more people. Hmm? Band-aids of hampers and handouts. We'll take a couple more, guys. 6276963. All of that's my WhatsApp number. One WhatsApp number. Let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from you all. What you all think about this? Economy in a mess. I can tell you all that. Economy is in a mess. In an absolute mess. Inflation in a bad spot. Right? Inflation currently the projection is the projection is 4.1. 4.1 for 2022. Well, they done touch 5.7. They already touched 5.7. Folks, send us your voice notes. Apologies, we can't take any calls. We apologize. We apologize. We apologize. But it works out a little more efficiently for us if you send us a voice note. Please and thank you. Apologies, we couldn't take the call. You all know we love you guys. Send us a voice note. Send us a voice note. Y'all know we like y'all. Send me a voice note. Right? We can't take any call. Send us a voice note, folks. We love y'all. We love y'all. Love y'all to the bone and back, to the flesh. But send us a voice note. It really works out more efficiently for us in this way, folks. It really, really works out more efficiently for us in this way. And we want to thank you guys for understanding. All right? You hear Starbucks News talked about, the highest inflation in a generation. The highest inflation in a generation. And them boys giving hampers and handouts. Right? Hampers and handouts. You think easy? Huh? You gotta think easy? Think again. If you think that them boys easy, think again. Think again.
Good day, Sherrod. I joined the program late because I was out in my yard cleaning out my drains to prevent flooding. But
Good
what
job.
I gather you're talking about issues in the news.
Talk to
And
me.
what the last caller said, he is right. And I would like to know if they could give us the reason for the impromptu fire at Ivlery. If in that area where the fire occurred, if the exhibits for the minister relative, if it was in that building, and if so, if those exhibit has been saved, because remember now, the woman, the minister relative gone to get psychiatric evaluation before the case is to be proceeded further. So I want the public to know if that is being destroyed or if they have that part of the evidence safe so that the case could continue and we get a early closure on the matter. Unlike the election petition that is not being heard. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Rock and comment. I wanted to. I wonder what was destroyed. Is there an inventory, Mr. Acting Commissioner of Police? Is there an inventory? We would love to know. Is there an inventory? Huh? Rock and comment.
Sherrod, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Before the government go to the region one to give the 25,000, what about those people in the other areas that still have their pink slip and they can't get a
Exactly.
25,000? Isn't fair enough for let them have theirs too?
Exactly. Exactly. Folks, we can't take any calls. I see folks calling us. We can't take any calls. It is more efficient when we do the voice notes. Please understand. Please and thank you. Exactly, my sister. Exact point. Right? Exact point. Rock and come in with that.
Sure, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Where is country heading for? This country not heading nowhere. Hamper do not solve no problem to these people. 25,000 not solve no problem to the people. Everything going up in the shop. Anywhere you go, everything going up. You have to pay 14% VAT. Anything you buy, you have to pay 40% VAT. That's it.
Very much so. Very well. Please and thank you. Very well. I like that. Very well. Hola, folks.
Hi, Sherrod and viewers. Good
Good
afternoon. Look,
afternoon.
I'm so upset about this hamper nation. Irfan Ali is disrespectful, and Irfan Ali I pass people. What can $105 US? Hi, Sherrod. Yes, good afternoon. I'm upset about this hamper. Irfan Ali and Barrett Jagdio and the whole pack of the PPP, they are disrespectful to the nation. Very much disrespectful. What can $105 US do to anybody pocket at this point in time in Guyana?
Mm-hmm.
Eh? This is gross disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
These people, I really pass people just hand out, got people that hand them out living.
Hand them out
The
indeed.
$105, you spend it in just one day.
Hand them out indeed. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Hand them out indeed. Couldn't put it better. Hand them out. I know some of y'all like it's Pashwe now. Like it's Pashwe.
Hello, Sharad.
Rock and
Hi,
come
how
in,
are you?
Candy.
How are you doing
We
today,
out here.
sir?
We out here.
By the way, I hope you're having a fantastic day.
Yep.
Anyways, my contribution today, Sharad, is the PPP regime is ridiculous, vindictive, nasty, stinking, dirty, and their behavior is getting worse every day. And Balraj Jagdev and Air Flat Ali will do nothing for the poor people. They don't do anything for the poor people. They don't intend to do anything for the poor people. They are trying to rape this country of every natural resource before they can get out of government. If they get out of government. So what they're trying to do right now is take everything that they can grab, and this Balra Jagdev is giving away the country for free or next to nothing to the foreigners. I cannot believe this incident with these gold miners, the gold in this, what was mentioned this morning. Our own Guyanese people are doing the drudging or whatever in the interior for gold, and they cannot get anything. This country belongs to the Guyanese people, not the foreign investors. And I don't think that this is right, and we need to get these people out of office. Bharat Jagdeo is lying, blatantly lying every day, and everything that goes wrong or
Agreed.
every problem that is there, they're taking the eyes and past the APNU. They're saying that the APNU is the fault for everything. They're not seeing their mistake. They're not blaming themselves. They're not taking any bad name for what they did wrong. Everything that is good, like okay, whatever project the APNU had started, they finished, they take the credit for it. I find that is very unfair. And
It's
I
wicked.
think Aubrey Norton need to get up quickly and stop making these people make him look like a little boy. You know what I mean? And get with his act and get boots on the ground, get them out. We need some big protests in this country to get these people out, because by the time they're finished with our country, Sharad, there will be no Guyana. Guyana will be just a mere flat piece of land that is barren and has no use for. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know what this cost of living is going high every day, and the poor people is punishing. Even the PPP supporters are punishing right now, and they're seeing now, and they're coming out a little now to speak up, but they're still in hiding and shame to actually speak up. They're still doing the same thing. They're still keeping themselves away from helping, say something or voice their opinion. And now you wouldn't believe, Sharad. Cooking gas in Scotland is $5,000 a 20-pound cylinder. What
Wow.
is this country going to?
Wow.
Everything is going sky high. Just now, we wouldn't be able to eat anything. We wouldn't be able to buy anything to cook. We wouldn't be able to have anything on our plates eat. And we would be suffering
Wow.
tremendously. And I think we need to take action now before it's too late. And that Jambi birdie, I keep telling earlier that Bara Jagdev laid that egg, and Irfan Ali is the one who sat on it to hatch it. I told you that before. That's what it is. And you just see what's going on with the eggs, the fowl, the bird, or whatever it is. This is
Foul
what I'm
bird.
saying, Sherrod. So you do have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.
All right. All right. Thanks for that contribution. Thanks for that contribution, guys. And we are wrapping it up now. Oh my. Or are we? Or are we? Uh, or are we wrapping it up? We're gonna take a couple more. I don't want to disappoint these guys. We're gonna take a couple more, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Hi, good afternoon,
Good
Sharon.
afternoon, sir.
We, as the people in the interland, we don't need no $25,000 from no Jack Zero nor Infantali nor none of them. We need 25 acres of land. That's what we need. 25 acres of
Ah,
land, not
yep,
$25,000.
yep, 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 yep. That make a difference. You hear that? You all hear that, people? We big, but we got sense. That's what we want here. No, we big, but we got sense.
Good afternoon, Sharon
Good afternoon.
and listeners. Two things. The first one is that it seems as though a certain section of people are being very hypocritical. Now, I must commend you on the job well done with Kwame, so I'm not going to say anything much on that. However, when I read the comments, I thought to myself, here is a classic example of double standards, because it's okay to for Mr. Jagdeo and company to launch a personal attack on Mr. Norton,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not good enough when they receive a pushback
Mm-hmm.
from uh, m- other persons like yourself. So I think it's very hypocritical. Those guys who come on the program talking a lot of nonsense, for them, um, you need to educate yourself, because Even if you want to see something on the program, make valid points and
That
stop
is right.
running around in circles. It's a sure example that you need to educate yourself. And perhaps we can see it as you educating yourself because you never miss one of Mr. Duncan or anyone else's program. So you
That was
seek
there.
information, but yet you try to disrespect persons on the program. I think I spoke about that before.
They're always there. They're always there.
You know, in 1992, I worked in the fields, and at the time, the attitude of the persons, the registrants, they were saying things like, "Oh, we gonna register. We know we gonna win," and things like that. I hope that this time around they're
Yeah.
not taking anything for granted because there's a serious task at hand, which is
Correct.
to get these people out of government because all they continue to do is one, insult the intelligence of Guyanese, and two, do as they like, right? Lawlessness to the max. So I hope Guyanese are taking registry.
Yep. Yep. Thanks for that contribution, folks. We can't take your calls. As apologies there, we can't take your calls, but we'd love to hear from you from a voice. As we wrap it up.
Registration seriously, and they will make sure that they register so that when they speak, they will speak with one voice.
Yep. Get registered, my people. Get registered. Please and thank you. Get registered.
Yeah, well, you know what is my problem? I'm calling from Barbies.
Tell us.
My problem is Mr. Dr. Irfan Ali should be ashamed to go on TV and speak about giving hinterland and wherever the $25,000. The money is not he own. Why you don't share and give the whole of Guyana? You only have favoritism. Why you doing that? That is bad. But anyways, the next 5 years they're not gonna be in. They're gonna be out, and that's it.
Yep. That's our hope, my sister. That's our hope. That's our hope right there. And we want to thank all of you guys for coming through. That's our program. That's our time. Share the live stream on your way out. Share the podcast. Share the broadcast on your way out. Thanks for coming through. I think we've captured all of it. Each and every one of you, hundreds of you are watching us, folks. Folks like Karen Welcome and Gladstone Matthews. I see Ghana Spectator is here. I see Deborah Leach is here. I see Deborah Clark is here. All the Deborahs here. Good to have you guys here. We're going to see you guys back at 8 this evening in the ring, folks. In the ring. We're privileged to have you in our programs. Thanks for joining us today. You guys know we got to keep the doors open and the lights on. And we got so many platforms available. You know, we're publicly funded. We make no excuse for it. We are publicly funded, guys, by you 100%. And we are so happy that you guys do that for us. But so many of you can do some more for us, guys, because some of you have never done so before. And we got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the doors open, guys, getting you valid and credible information. We got the Cash App available. We got Zelle, PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. We are available by those platforms as well. MoneyGram and Western Union. All for your convenience. Of course, you know we don't like to say it in a braggadocious way, but we got Cash App, we got Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, MMG, which is the local Cash App, MMG, and we're available via MoneyGram and Western Union as well, guys, so we can keep going and keep growing. Yep. Thanks for joining our broadcast. You need any further guidance on how you can partner with us? 627-6963 is the WhatsApp number. Same number you guys have been calling. That's the one number we use all the time. 627-6963. Thanks for joining us. See you guys back in the ring this evening, folks, at 8 sharp. 8 sharp. We there. We out here. We outside, folks. Rain or shine. We outside and we in the ring. Thanks for joining our international podcast, Below the Belt. Y'all know it's only international because you all show up. Paulette Hawkins, Aaron Blackman, Pansy Fields, Dunsford Jeffrey, Candy Inderjeet, Paulette Hawkins, Carmen Bailey. Thanks for joining us. See you guys back here this evening, folks. Stay safe. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe.